a complete idiot.
Yeah, absolutely. I had like my sweater on. I had my Captain Fizz Mask Guy Show shirt, which you can go and find. I don't know. We don't actually have a link per se, you know.
No, we don't have a link per se, but it's on Etsy and it's Fizz Mask Show. It will be updated to the website in coming memento thingies.
Pretty much whenever you feel like getting to it.
It's busy life.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of events coming up that I apparently have, booked myself into going to for some godforsaken reason.
Absolutely. But you know what? It was good. Yeah, you gave some business cards.
I did. I actually took one for the team. I have to bring up this story.
Yes, please. Okay,
I have to bring up this story.
You have to bring this story. Absolutely. I know what you're talking about.
I am standing in line with my niece, my nephew, my sister to get their faces painted. Now, I do not get my face painted because this beard is awesome enough as is. I don't need paint in it. So anyways, I'm standing there and I have a sword in one hand and there's this woman in line and she's very openly talking about the shirt, and it's it's one of those moments where you want to promote the show, you want to promote different things, but at the same point you just want to stop talking, right? And just keeps talking and talking and talking and flirting and really openly excited to the point that certain melon-like objects almost bounce out of the very thin material they are attached to.
I should point out that this woman was dressed up in steampunk clothing, I believe.
No. You are thinking something completely
I was thinking
different.
something else.
I would not have been repulsed by that.
Oh, okay then.
This was a very mother-like figure. She basically looked like my mother. Which was...
Oh, that would make things even worse, considering how you feel about your mother.
No, it's really creepy to have somebody who has that resemblance to someone in your family, and they are openly, I don't know if flirting or flirting-like, so to speak. To the point that I was really glad when you guys started taking off and I made an excuse to go to the van, to get a hat, to bring back, and then she was still there by the time I got back.
Oh my.
But at this point joined by her husband, which, if anyone knows me, a lot of stupid things happen around me, things that I really can't explain.
And the sister, per se, that he's talking about is actually a good friend of ours. Who's been helping out on the with us on our Facebook page and helping out to advertise for our podcast and everything and our merchandise.
Yes, she
tried to help you out.
She did. She tried to get me out of this conversation, or not so much get out of it, but push it along to business related stuff, and it didn't work as well as planned, and it is what it is. But I think we should take a quick music break before
absolutely.
we continue.
And I think we'll come back.
We got more stories.
We got absolutely more stories, and you know what? Maybe we'll talk about this upcoming weekend, which is Father's Day weekend.
Yes.
But you know what?
Which I will be busy.
Yeah, I'm sure you will be.
So enjoy some music, then we'll talk about maybe some steampunk pirate and, what's going on this weekend and what's coming up in the future.
Yeah.
So enjoy. Hey guys, welcome back to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show. So yeah, we've been talking about random, really weird stories that has happened this past weekend, both the night before as well as at Swords and Sabers. If you attended that festival and you are listening to this and you are in any way offended, please email all complaints to the complaint department. We don't have one.
I was about to come up with some BS email address and say complaint compartment at fizzmashow.com, and when people, go off and try to send messages only for them to bounce back at them.
Yes, we could have done that. I never even thought of that, but I will admit that it was honestly a very wicked festival. I have found my new comic book store, very obviously, Cobra Collectibles.
I wonder why.
And I don't have the flyer on me at this moment. I should have brought it up with me before we went on air. But they got awesome deals all week except for Mondays because nobody likes Mondays. So, go in, check it out. They got lots of stuff. I've been following them on Facebook. They've got lots of, action figures, comic books, all comic book related material. No, it's actually, they have probably one of the best comic books that I have seen from here all the way to BC. And that's not even the staff. Like, the staff was there that day. They were very, friendly, very, not
it
so
helped
much
that one of them was dressed up like a pirate.
There was a couple dressed up as a pirate. Only one caught my eye. That's besides the point. I love comic book stores. They have a very unique feel. There's certain stores that sell comic books. And you don't get the whole atmosphere, right? You don't get that whole, you're in there for the comic books. You get to browse. You get to see this. All these different things. I find ones that are designated just for that so much better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one great thing about Winnipeg, I can't really base this off a lot of other cities, but we do have a lot of really good comic book stores here.
I wouldn't say a lot. Like, we have a few.
There's a few. I mean, if you go over to the neck of woods where my parents live, there's Max Collectibles, which is a great store. If you go down, there is the book shelf that I believe it's downtown.
Yes, actually, that is a pretty decent one too.
There's Comics America, which I believe I think that's the name of it.
I believe so. I'm not fully sure.
I've been in there and it's great, but I mean there's several really decent ones. I mean the Winnipeg really does have a really good assortment of just not just comic book stores, but a lot of really good used used bookstores. Pardon me, as well. That have tons of.
But
comics.
like, how many comic book and collector stores are actually able to or willing to successfully, I might add, put on such a festival?
Oh, this goes up and tells you, just how connected they are, and I mean, there's a lot goes into doing something like this. I mean, we've talked to people who are part of a couple of the different conventions here in town, like Icon and
Icon, C4, and we actually just learned about a new one.
Oh yeah,
KeyCon,
which is actually a literary convention that is here on every May long weekend. So we're gonna, try to make an effort to hook up with them next year, so that we can go off.
Yeah,
and,
no,
discuss that.
I think cons are a very important part of any city's growth.
Absolutely, and I don't know if I brought this up. I guess this might be as good time as any. I don't even remember if I mentioned it last week on the show or not. Jimmy, Mouth of the Stuff Hard, WWE, Hall of Famer. He managed several wrestlers over the years, including, probably best known, Hulk Hogan, Bret the Hitman Hart, The Giant, who WWE fans would know better as Big Show, just to name a few, Honky Tonk Man, several others, Nasty Boys, Ted DiBiase. He went off and he kind of was hinting, but he wasn't able. He didn't make an official announcement, but he hinted during the show that there might be some sort of get-together here in Winnipeg involving wrestlers. So I think he was kind of hinting that we might be having some sort of wrestling convention coming here to Winnipeg. And he was dropping major hints that if it happens, that Hulk Hogan will be here. Which would not surprise me at all.
No.
Considering the relationship that him and Jimmy Hart have. Jimmy Hart has went up and he stated during this that there are 4 people in the wrestling industry that he considers to be really good friends. Jerry the King Lawler is one. I can't remember who the other 2 are, but the 4th one was Hulk Hogan.
And it's only fitting, right? Manitoba is definitely your very social province. So putting on conventions is like a no-brainer here.
It helps. We're in the center of the country. So, and with us being so
we're
close,
center of the world.
We are literally Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada is literally the center of North America. If you don't believe me, go up and check the get a map of North America, and you will see just how close to the center of the continent that we actually are here. So, and considering it's very easy to get to our city, so it's a really good location.
Yeah,
and we are still very much a growing city. We are close to 1 million people here, so we're still on the small side compared to many of our other major cities in Canada.
I do have to add though, as exciting that news is, if it actually does fall through,
if it comes through,
the problem I have with that isn't so much a wrestling convention. I think that is a good idea and all that. I just don't see the feasibility of it surviving when it's failed in so many even bigger cities.
Yeah, one thing about Winnipeg that makes it really tempting is that there are a lot of cities that when WWE goes to, that they don't sell out. It's tough to go off and to get tickets for a WWE event here in Winnipeg. If you don't get in within the first couple of weeks to get tickets, you're lucky if you can get nosebleed seats.
Yeah.
Because that just tells you we are ferocious. So if you go off and if you hook up the right people to this, it's a good chance that you're gonna see a lot of people flocking to this.
The problem being though, it's good as a one-off, but do they have enough power to continue more than 1 year?
I think they didn't even go off and suggest anything. This might just be a one-time off thing to see if it's going to work.
Yeah, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, you never know. When they went off and they started, a lot of conventions here, they didn't know how feasible it would be. The oldest convention here in the city, to my shock, was actually KeyCon, which has been around for over 20 years now.
Yeah, and there's actually so much research I got to do on them. Just the artwork alone that they brought with them is some of the most stunning artwork I've seen.
So they went off and they dropped some pretty big literary names as well. No one I can think of off the top of my head right now, unfortunately. But it is quite possible. Who knows? What they could do. They may only wrestling convention. Maybe they could take over like one floor of the convention center, the RBC Convention Center. Pardon me, here in Winnipeg. But who knows what might happen if this grows? If they decide to do this every year, it might be a little tough. But on the other hand, it might catch on.
It also could actually hinder the C4 Comic Con in October as well, if they do it as an every year an event if it goes through, considering they also have wrestlers going to their event.
They do. C4 actually does hold live wrestling events every year. They have brought in several wrestlers over the years to sign autographs, including Bret the Hitman Hart, his nephew Harry Smith, who's the son of the late British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith. They've had Ted DiBiase, Virgil, Honky Tonk Man, Luke from the Bushwhackers, Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
Just to name a few. Kevin Nash as well. So, you never really know. It might add to it. It may not. I almost forgot Rob Van Dam was here last year and My son actually got an autograph